वो कहते हैं असली लीडर वो है जो दूसरे लीडर बना सकता है। असली इनोवेटर वो है जो दूसरों से इनोवेशन करवा सकता है। असली एम्पावरमेंट उसे कहते हैं अगर आप किसी और को उनके पैरों पे खड़ा कर सके। आज it's my privilege to welcome Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora, who is empowering, rejuvenating and transforming women entrepreneurs out there. And ये सब कर रहे हैं एक powerful woman की तरह अपने आप। She is a personality who has to be listened to. A story we would love to hear. Welcome to the Winspreneur Show, Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora. Welcome and thank you for coming here. It's such a pleasure. हुआ ऐसे कि we were supposed to meet at her office and she says वहाँ तो मरम्मत चल रही है। मैंने कहा पता नहीं किसकी मरम्मत चल रही है पर so we are in that lovely room we have. I hope you guys like the background and let's start with the best question of all. मैम अपनी थोड़ी स्टोरी तो बताइए।
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. और वो मुरम्मत ऑफिस की चल रही है। It's a renovation going on.
टीचर आदमी हमें तो मरम्मत दूसरी भी समझ आती है।
Story. Okay. कहाँ से शुरू करूँ?
मैम जहाँ से लड़ी पकड़ सकते हैं, मेरे को तो वो डॉट्स ढूंढनी है। लड़ी पकड़ो कहीं पीछे से।
अच्छा तो maybe let's see how it goes. You know,
Sure. Yeah.
So my grandfather was a medical doctor.
Wow.
And my father wanted to find a space for him, his own self. So he took a job in railways. Went to Kalka for the job, and I was born there.
There you go. Okay. पहली डॉट तो छोड़ दी भाई, मैं पैदा यहाँ पर कालका।
So yes, and studied there till my 5th, and then my brother and my father decided to set up an enterprise. So they shifted to Ludhiana, where my both maternal and paternal families were. So they came there and set up healthcare business. And that's how. Then I came to Ludhiana, studied there, did my masters and PhD in microbiology.
Wonderful. So ये सारी टेक्नोलॉजी के बैकग्राउंड के साथ साथ you had an exposure to entrepreneurship also, a business side of things.
Absolutely. And after, while I was doing my PhD, an opportunity came up. There was a position for assistant professor, and I studied from Punjab Agriculture University. There, sat for the interview, got selected, and so
rest is history. वो कहते हैं ना कि वो लड़ी जुड़ गई कि पढ़े but this is a typical story of somebody who is like कि अच्छी पढ़ाई करो, then you settle down in life. But was it settling down for you, or was it like just a start of a journey for you?
Settling down कुछ होता ही नहीं।
ये
आज settling down
पहला कोई मिला है मेरे को जो कह रहा है कि settling down कुछ होता ही नहीं है, because that is what we all keep telling our kids and everybody, settle हो जाओ। मेरे को भी बोला था but we never settle down, right?
ये जो security safety वाली वो fantasy है ना, ऐसा तो nothing like that. So I did that, and the reason for then shifting to Chandigarh was a very routine reason, in the sense that I got married here in Chandigarh. So started looking up for opportunities here, and got a good one here in the state government. It's Punjab State Council for Science and Technology. I started working here. That was in 1990.
Wow! And you still, oh my God, 1990. So आपने उसको खड़ा किया almost, right?
So, yeah, I was one of the first few who joined. Yeah.
Wonderful. So इस लड़ी को और करते हैं कि like you've joined an organization and you've been there for so long. इतनी देर एक इंसान एक organization में कैसे रहेगा? Like कभी मन नहीं किया कि oh things are not going well, मैं छोड़ के चले जाती हूँ या कुछ opportunities भी बहुत आई होंगी. Like how does one stay grounded and with one organization for so long?
My journey has been like this only. Story when you say so. Story ka crux I think is that while I was pursuing my graduation, for example, that was in sciences. My ask was always that is this going to actually contribute anything? For example, botany पढ़ते थे तो उसमें बड़े रट्टे मारने पड़ते हैं तो लगता था ये क्या करना है नामों को याद करके
डड्डू तो खोल लिया डड्डू खोला था यार
बड़े खोले
अच्छा डड्डू तो खोल लिया अब इसमें से करना क्या है
तो ये डड्डू खोलने का finally practically क्या फायदा so that was always my ask जो भी मैं कर रही हूँ ना इसका क्या फायदा होने वाला है so I think my first answer came when I joined the university I studied from, Punjab Agriculture University. It's a premier institution. So there they publish a book. The university publishes a book. It is called a package of practices.
Package of practices.
Every year a package of practices comes, which is kind of a manual. For the farmers that this year this is what you can follow.
Achha.
And this is derived from all the research that goes on during that time period and it's the crux of that, the recommendation which comes out.
Right.
Which means everything that you do has a downright conspicuous impact. So उसमें कोई झूठ ब्लंडर तो हो नहीं सकते
क्योंकि वो फार्मर ने जाके उसको यूज करना है तो रिसर्च ठीक होएगी तभी तो वो अच्छा
so that was first answer to my quest that okay this is what the science actually makes impact.
Wonderful. So it now sounds like okay you found this place where you can make an impact in other people's lives but वो जो impact करना है उसके साथ थोड़ी सी power भी चाहिए. So power कब आने लगी आपको? Like so 1990 I'm sure you would have joined as an associate.
I joined as senior scientific officer.
And now you are heading the organization. So in that journey, when did you feel that you now truly got that power where you could give back?
I think it came from the beginning. I was very fortunate to have some very good founders like. Name also Dr. N.S. Tivana was at that point of time the executive director and they would say this to us. We were just 2-3 of us at that point of time the office and slowly more people came in. क्या पंजाब को ना जहाँ लेके जाना है वो directly आप पे depend करेगा on science and technology. So you can pick up the phone and you can be talking to the deputy commissioner, you can be talking to head of any department in the state government to actually align the agenda with the state's priority. So I don't know if power is the right word. I think purpose.
And this is the people who are actually going to write the policies. Absolutely. Right? That Absolutely. You are kind of you are working with them. Absolutely. And so isme we talked about science and technology. अभी science and technology in Punjab कितना पीछे हैं हम कितना आगे हैं?
I would say अब तो पंजाब जो है it's really very prominently on the world map. I'm not talking only at the national level. And I really take pride in sharing कि कुछ साल पहले तक there used to be for example Government of India Department of Science and Technology comes up with a publication wherein they show these are the state of the art institutions, national institutions in the country, and the slice of Punjab in that pie used to be so thin that it used to be excruciatingly painful to see that. And today, thanks to the efforts that we've made over the years, we have large number of state-of-the-art institutions. You remember ICER? We met for the first time. And it's not only ICER, it's an institutional cluster.
So, पूरा ecosystem बना हुआ है तो, right? And you all everybody's promoting, कि anybody who's looking कि यार हमें बाहर जाके settle होना है, again वो settle वाला आया ना, but there's enough here, right? There's enough here if you are willing to put in the hours, the hard work. I mean वो क्या है ना कि science and technology पे टाइम तो लगेगा ना उसको आपको समझने के लिए, सीखने के लिए. इनोवेशन दिन वो रातों रात तो होती नहीं है. यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन इट, यू हैव टू डू रिसर्च, यू हैव टू आइटरेट. डिजाइन थिंकिंग क्या हुआ? आइटरेट करो ना, टेस्ट करो उसको, देखो चलती है कि नहीं, फिर से टेस्ट करो. सो across so many years, it's a long journey, right? And कितने को students आए, कितने को लोग आए, कैसे ये how did you how did it work? Like हर साल आपके पास नए लोग आते हैं या entrepreneurs आते हैं, research scholars आते हैं, कौन आता है आपके पास?
ये एक तो हम देखते हैं कि स्टेट के challenges, what are the grand challenges of the state which require a technological solution.
Okay.
So that's where that's a very important part, looking at that and then going back to the knowledge institution and getting the solutions out.
So you understand this, the problem the state might have and what they are facing. Go back and find a solution for it.
So aligning the research with the state's priorities.
Wonderful.
So that's one example of what are the kind of people that we talk to. Second is, we have large number of industries, especially MSME, 2 lakh plus. So they have unmet needs which, if addressed through technological route, can actually enhance the competitiveness of industry. So that's another segment that we look at and try to find technological solutions.
मैम अभी टेक्नोलॉजी वो ज़्यादा टेक्निकल हो गया, राइट? थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड वो बैक गियर लगाते हैं थोड़ा सा. एंड लेट्स गो बैक टू दैट स्टोरी. आपने ना स्टोरी में आपने कहा मैं कालका में पैदा हुई, ठीक है, एंड मैं लुधियाना गई, एंड उसके बाद मैंने एक नौकरी की, एंड उसके बाद आपने वो लाइक सडनली मेरे पास वो 30 इयर्स का वो एक प्लान आ गया. अभी कुछ और तो बताइए ना अपने बारे में. अभी कुछ तो लाइक इंटरेस्टिंग बताइए आपकी स्टोरी में कि ओके बच्चे कितने हैं आपके?
I have one son.
Okay, you have one son. ठीक है, fair enough. अभी उस पे नहीं जाते हैं, उसकी स्टोरी में नहीं जाते हैं. But कुछ तो let's look at your story from the point of view of a lady who's growing up, okay? And you empower women, all right? So as a person who's growing up, a woman, and you're balancing, what were the challenges you faced?
I think you face a challenge almost every other day.
Okay.
तो मुझे तो रोज ही लगता है. For example, छोटे चैलेंज से बताती हूँ. I'll share one or two big challenges also.
बड़े वाले बताओ. ठीक है.
बड़ा चैलेंज तो मुझे ये लगता है कि मेरी लाइफ में एक बार मुझे लगा कि बड़ी डाइकोटमी है. That here as somebody who's in an empowering role, and I speak at platforms to empower women, and here when I looked at, was there a gender bias in my family? There was. I was the we have 4 siblings. Brother is the eldest, and we are 3 sisters. I'm the youngest. Obviously, you can imagine in an Indian setup, after a boy, when 3 girls are born, the 3 girls are born with a quest to have another boy. So when I came, so I heard it, and that's where I said dichotomy, irony, the words I used. That here is this woman, my mother, who, while we were in Kalka, she was an educator and entrepreneur herself. She started a kindergarten school. She was running that school, and here she still believed somewhere and said it very openly in front of me that we were looking for a boy. And which means it was, I would say, rather an existential challenge.
The patriarchal society exists, and it still does. I mean, we're only two, वो भी इसलिए कि मैं second आया था तो अभी हो गया पता नहीं कितने होते, you know. But yeah, you're right. But how does one overcome? If the girls out there and the women out there are looking at this, listening to you, how does one overcome this?
Well, that's a very interesting, I would say, question you have asked. I have never ever shared this on any platform. So since you said there are many listening, the girls listening, so let me share with you. Since you asked about story, journey. So there's this one professional journey. There's one journey with the family that you just now asking me, and then there's a journey which is a spiritual journey. So I lost my husband in 2010.
So sorry.
So yeah, he passed away in sleep. And since you asked about challenge, तो एक बहुत ही अभी मैंने पीछे ही in fact last year there was some Women's Day, International Women's Day, and I was speaking in some national institution. And somehow this came up to me, and for the first time I shared this small incident publicly. And very recently, that has been more than a year or something, somebody came up to me and said, "Ma'am, I was listening to that lecture of yours online, and I realized that you shared and you kind of you're a little choked while sharing that, and I thought if she could do it, I can do it too." So when my husband passed away, just 2-3 days prior to that, we had bought a car. और उसकी registration करवानी होती है, so that was in my name. So an official driver of mine helps me in getting this. He's very good at documentation, etc. And so we had gone to that. After he passed away, maybe 5-6 days after that, उसकी कोई date मिली हुई थी. So we went there. I was raw in my grief, etc. And that girl who was behind the counter asking me something, and I was kind of looking at the flow and saying that ask him, as if ask him. And in a moment I realized that it's not what I said, what my energy was, that ask him because he's male. He would know everything. I don't know anything. So moment I realized, I kind of picked myself up, and I straightened my neck and looked eye to eye and told that girl, okay, आप क्या पूछ रहे थे? So I realized that even if you are educated, you are serving at a whichever level, it doesn't take a minute for you to nullify everything and become a typical woman that the society says that, oh, I don't know, the male with me would know everything.
Which is something that anybody listening has to realize, that sometimes you have to accept that you have to do things on your own. आप अपने जोगे तब होते हो जब आप गाड़ी खुद चलाते हो.
अच्छा, इसमें और मजे की बात कि जो काम मैं करने गई थी, वो जो रजिस्ट्रेशन वगैरह का, वो सारे काम मैं खुद ही करती थी. My husband wasn't doing it. Still, you sometimes feel so handicapped because you allow yourself. What goes in the mind. So that's what I thought.
Yes, wonderful. So गाड़ी का example में मैं यही कह रहा था कि you can sit next to anybody and वो गाड़ी चला रहे हैं and आप सीख ही जाओ पूरी, जितनी मर्जी देख लो सीखना गाड़ी, आपको गाड़ी चलानी नहीं आएगी until or unless you sit behind the wheel, and जब तक वो क्लच और गियर में गलतियाँ नहीं करोगे, accelerator और क्लच छोड़ा and all that, until you make those mistakes, गाड़ी चलाने नहीं आएगी. So गाड़ी खुद चलाइए, and गाड़ी को अपने वो steering wheel को life की गाड़ी का अपने हाथ में लीजिए.
Absolutely. So here so I've been exploring that too simultaneously a lot. And there is one author, for example, Louise L. Hay, if you would have heard of. I follow her a lot. I've read almost every book, done her workshops, and done many other workshops as well. And now offer the clearing of energy blocks to my friends and family also.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And so I was doing one workshop of Louise Hay at one point in time, and in this workshop, the facilitator did a exercise. She said that we were a couple of 6, 7, 8 people there who were doing the workshop, and she said, choose. One, make each one as your family member. Choose, say, whom you think should be chosen as your brother, as your sister.
Okay. Out of the 6, 7, आपने अपनी family
बनानी है, तो वो चुनना जो अंदर से आवाज आ रही है, कि this would be best one to play the role of my brother, my father, and so on. So I selected. I said this one this, and so on. She said, अब इनको ना खड़े कर दो. सबसे पहले जो आप फील करते हो कि जो आपकी फैमिली में वन द लीडिंग रोल, मेक देम स्टैंड इन द फर्स्ट रो, make in the second, in the not in the hierarchy, but who were actually impacting, making decisions and so on and so forth. उसको आगे खड़ा कर दो सेकंड लाइन में, थर्ड लाइन में, कर दिया सब कुछ जो आता गया. This one was a follower, this one was like, and then she said, now place yourself. Where would you? And it was amazing to me. I thought that here it was, I was having this resentment that there was a gender bias, because my mother would, as I said, openly say in front of me that, हमारे मुंह लटक गए जब लड़की हो गई, और ये भी कि, on the birthdays she would make कड़ा प्रसाद for my brother's birthday, and so it was a visible bias. At the same time, she was a very progressive woman. So, and I thought that was the reality, that here the brother was really, taken as somebody special. But when this facilitator asked me, "Ke khada karo ab apne aap," I found that I made myself stand in the front row. So वो होता है जो जो दिखता है वो होता नहीं, जो होता है वो दिखता नहीं. Many girls here, women listening, you might be thinking that this happened to me, that happened to me, but actually, what is inside you? So I realized from that exercise, that workshop, actually I was pretty strong inside already. So I was actually impacting the family in a big way. So ये मेरी एक स्टोरी है, फैंटेसी है. वो माँ को तो जितना पता था वो बोल देती थी, वो, और मैं उसको बड़ा लिटरली ले लेती थी, बिकॉज शी वाज आफ्टर ऑल उसकी स्क्रिप्ट है, बड़ी ऐसे हुई है ये सुन के कि लड़का चाहिए, लड़का होना चाहिए. शी हैड अ प्रेशर ऑफ हर मदर-इन-लॉ, ग्रेट ग्रैंड मदर-इन-लॉ, लड़का होना चाहिए. बट आई एज अ इंडिविजुअल, एज अ पर्सन ऑफ माई ओन, आई रियलाइज ये रियलिटी है नहीं थी गई. So
जब आपने इंट्रोस्पेक्ट किया, वो कहते हैं कि you become the person you want to be, and it's all here, right? So what you are saying basically is that as long as you believe in yourself and you look deep, you will find yourself in a much better place than you actually think or perceive.
Absolutely.
And life, you might think you've been brought up in a certain way because वो दूसरों की सोच है, and what your mother would have said would have affected you, and that keeps on going in your life कि वो कहीं back of your mind है. But reality में your perception of you was totally different, and वो सबके साथ, mostly women के साथ यही होगा कि actually जब आप सोचोगे तो you're much far ahead in the scheme of things that you think. Wonderful. बड़ा मजा आया मेरे को ये सुन के.
And as a being, you are totally different. बाकी तो आप perceive कर लेते हो. Maybe, for example, किसी ने criticize कर दिया तो वही चीज उठा ली. That maybe I'm like that. But if you look within, what as a being I am, बहुत different होता है.
See, again, मैं आपसे जब शुरू हम कर रहे थे, इससे पहले मैं बोल रहा था ना कि this show and me, I only try to focus on optimism and the wins. I don't focus on the negative. I focus on the positive. And यही तो आप कह रहे हैं ना कि हर एक इंसान के बीच में वो positives है. किसी ने कुछ कह दिया, आपको बुरा लगा, that shaming of I've been body shamed, I've been height shamed, I've been hair shamed, whatever. But ये सब कुछ जो है ना वो दूसरे का वो परसेप्शन था और दूसरे की सोच थी. अभी when I start thinking good about me, मेरे को सब कुछ अच्छा लगता है. वही सेम बॉडी, वही सेम हाइट, वही सेम बाल, but it feels good. Isn't it similar with everybody?
अच्छा क्या, you fall in love with yourself?
Yes. So from two people who've fallen in love with themselves, you know, मैम आगे चलते हैं कि like अभी, you know, I introduced you as a powerful woman who empowers others, right? So वो जो power women है ना, you won so many awards. I think you've won a national award. Abdul Kalam ji से President Abdul Kalam ji से you won an award, right? And इतना talent है, इतना सब कुछ है. कुछ तो words of advice दीजिए हमारे viewers के लिए. ये मजा आ गया आपकी वो story सुन के ना. And Louis Hale you said, right? I'll go and check her work out. But you know, कुछ words of inspiration दीजिए. You know, what advice would you give to, you know, the women, especially women, viewers कोई भी हो सकते हैं. But what would be the advice you would give them, or words of inspiration that you come up with?
मैं ज्ञान नहीं दूंगी, मैं तो सिर्फ ये कह सकती हूँ, you know, what really works for me. I'll only say that. आपने अभी चैलेंज पूछे थे, तो डेली बेसिस पे there is, for example, a challenge. You know, you work all day. And I enjoy the technical work so much, but there is a lot of administrative work as well, you know, which means sometimes it drains you out, and many a time, not only sometime, many a time, really it drains you out. And morning when I go for walk, I just notice, you know, I enter there's leisure valley next to my house. I go to the leisure valley और मुझे I know कि चेहरे पे कोई smile नहीं है.
किसी के भी
नहीं, मेरे.
अच्छा, आपके.
तो मेरे को I notice that smile नहीं है इस time. And I keep moving and I keep asking the universe, the higher power, whatever you may call, that where is my joy? Where is my joy? And you won't believe, थोड़ा सा जाती हूँ तो कोई एक पेड़ दिख जाएगा जिसके पत्ते कलर्स बिल्कुल इतना अट्रैक्ट करेंगे that I suddenly realize there's a broad smile now on my face, you know. So मेरे एडवाइस कह लो या कुछ कह लो, मैं अपने आप को ये बताती हूँ कि you know, sanity or joy is just a walk away. A walk.
Wow. Nice, very well said.
And also science है इसके पीछे, because when you are when you're not feeling good, और तो brain में oxygen कम हुई होती. And if you do any physical activity, be it walk, be it yoga, be it whatever suits you, you do any physical activity, brain की oxygen बढ़ जाती है. And I think this is something I would like to say. Do try it. One physical activity a day, and it's a game changer. मतलब इसको मैं in a lighter way बोलूँ तो मुझे जब कभी गुस्सा आ रहा है या कुछ, और क्योंकि मुझे तो अब पता है कि वो मेरी ब्रेन की ऑक्सीजन कम हुई, तो मैं अपने आप को बोलती हूँ कि वो हुआ तो कुछ नहीं था, तेरी हवा सरकी हुई थी, हवा कम हुई थी. I go for a walk in that, the oxygen supply balances, and I'm chirpy and I'm happy. So that's
why अपने inner self से थोड़ा सा connect करना है. And वो मैंने इतने अच्छी तरह कह दिया कि just a walk away, you know what I mean? इतना सा एक effort लगना है. Actually आपकी बात सुन के ये लगता है कि हम जो भी सोच रहे होते हैं, it's like all here, हम लोग here हम लोग वो ज़्यादा सोचने लग जाते हैं. मुश्किलें सबको आने वाली हैं, ऐसा तो सोचिए ना कि मुश्किल नहीं आने वाली. मुश्किल सबको आने वाली है. How you react and how you handle is what matters, right? Problems तो हम किसको नहीं आ रही, right? As long as हम उसको problem कहना ही बंद करते हैं और कहें कि situation आ गई, अब solve करते हैं, सैर चलते हैं. So और कुछ this, ये तो आपने magic formula बता दिया कि release, go out there, do some physical form of exercise, and you will release a lot of these your dopamine, your endorphins, you kind of release that the drugs that make you happy. थोड़ा ज़्यादा science हो गया, but don't worry about it.
Other thing that really helps me is believe me, मैं रोज सुबह उठती हूँ. जैसे मैंने कहा वो quest थी कि क्या ये काम आएगा, how may I contribute, and I kept getting my answers. I came into this job, and here we've been every day we've been promoting cleaner technologies, we've been supporting women entrepreneurs, we are supporting grassroots innovators, every day different opportunities. पर वो सुबह एक रोज ask होती है, how may I contribute?
Very nice.
तो ये नहीं होता कि मुझे क्या मिलने वाला है, ये जब सवाल आता रहता है ना कि how may I contribute, तो एकदम मैं देखती हूँ कि पैराडाइम शिफ्ट है, ये दूसरा गेम चेंजर रहता है मेरे लिए कि
आपकी लाइफ में ये शुरू भी बहुत पहले से हुआ ना. When you said कि वो किताब थी जिस रिसर्च वाली जो थी जिसमें असली पता लगा कि इम्पैक्ट कैसे कर सकते हैं किसी और की लाइफ. मैम ये आपने दूसरी बार ये चीज़ बोली, हाउ कैन आई कंट्रीब्यूट, इससे you know definitely you must be feeling good about this.
Absolutely.
When you do make a change in somebody's life,
Absolutely.
आपको कहीं ना कहीं अच्छा बहुत लग रहा होगा.
बहुत अच्छा लगता है वो मतलब ये कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. रोज ही अगर आप देख लें इन द ड्यूरिंग द डे, इफ यू आर गोइंग विद व्हाट मे आई गेट, वो बैगर बन गए ना. तो कहाँ आप कह रहे हो हाउ मे आई कंट्रीब्यूट, वो छोटा सा ही कंट्रीब्यूट है चाहे, सो यू आर तो आप तो किंग क्वीन बन गए इफ यू कंट्रीब्यूटिंग.
वेरी नाइस. ये तो आपने अब दो ऐसी चीजें बता दी कि with a feeling of giving, with the feeling of hey, how can I bring value to the other person's life, how can I contribute, like you said, how can I make an impact in somebody else's life. इससे अगर हम आगे बढ़े तो हमें पता नहीं लगता है कि वो हमारे पे impact कर रहा होता है, and हमारी वो health happiness के लिए वो contribute करता है. जो हम देते हैं वो actually multifold हमें वापस भी आता है. Right? Am I with you? Are we?
No, you so how flowy this conversation is. I'm amazed. You use this word health, for example. वो health हमें वापस आती है. I'll share another interesting thing with you. I shared with you that my family had set up enterprise in healthcare sector. Ludhiana mein, and now my daughter-in-law as well. I have a son who's an architect, a much sought after architect now, and daughter-in-law who again runs a healthcare company.
Wonderful.
So here what would happen, हमें छींक आती थी तो दवाई मिल जाती थी. छोटे होते तो वो खा ली, पॉप कर ली, पिल खा ली. And with the lifestyle that I chose for myself, say more than 2 decades back, I haven't had any medicine.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, so anything which happens, sir dard hai, kuch bhi hai, so I really don't take anything क्योंकि मेरी body जो है उसकी immunity बहुत अच्छी. So I always feel that it's really good. तो हेल्थ की क्योंकि आपने बात करी, आई वुड से डेफिनेटली व्हाट पुल्स यू डाउन. फॉर एग्जांपल दे से दे आर आफ्टर मी, एंड दे इज नॉट पीपल, दे आर माय थॉट्स.
यस, यू आर राइट.
मैंने जो कहानी पका ली अपने दिमाग में, तो वो विल इम्पैक्ट माय हेल्थ, विल इम्पैक्ट व्हाट मैनिफेस्ट्स इन माय लाइफ, व्हाट हैपेंस अराउंड मी, हाउ विल बी द क्वालिटी ऑफ माय लाइफ.
अमेजिंग, रियली वेल सेड. So basically immunity system भी अगर boost करना है तो start feeling good about yourself, right?
Absolutely.
About your thoughts, about your body, about ये feeling जो है ना कि let me give something back. This is what is the positive thing for your health also, right?
Absolutely.
है ना?
It keeps me going. Every day morning I'm bubbling. आज क्या create करना है? आज क्या कर सकते हैं? And
amazing. मजा आया ना story सुन के? So guys, we keep bringing you lovely stories from lovely people. आज तो मैम मजा आ गया. I've been after you for a while. Finally इनको पकड़ लिया. But guys, if you do like what you see, please do subscribe. हम एक छोटा सा channel है, but the idea behind the channel is very clear.
It's amazing.
You've seen some of the episodes, right? The idea is very clear. Let's focus on optimism. Let's focus on positive. Let's focus on the wins in our lives. And from the Winspreneur Show, ma'am, it was such a pleasure.
Pleasure is mine. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here. And guys, please, do subscribe, and as I always say, have good karma for life.
And I would say stick to the winners.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
you.